your spreadsheet for the graph you need to make. So I haven't touched this since I made the example. Hopefully yours has a few more rows of data here. Like you should have one from the first day we did a culture, and definitely last Friday, whatever class time was, you should put that there. And then you have some more measurements here, here, and here. I'm just going to make up some numbers, maybe like 10, 15, 25. That's just completely made up, just to show you what to do. You're going to be adding some other data in here. I'm going to insert some rows so I can add the data based on the pictures that I sent. So you have 3:2 a.m. I took photos, and March 2nd p.m. I took photos. And this was around 7 a.m. and this was around 3 p.m. And a few of you even have another time before this, if I noticed your culture was growing. So some of you might have 5 points here, but you have numbers here, 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 and here. Right now, I'm just going to put in like any numbers just to show you what you should do. Let's go with 2, 5, and let's say 5, 10, 8, and 5, 10. All right. Okay, so what we have is the diameter of the colonies that you measured in millimeters. First, make sure that there's only numbers in these boxes. If you have or inches or lines or anything here, it's not going to work. So I put the at the top of the column, and then here is only numbers. I don't know why those are bold. Okay, and I also want some space to work with. This is important information, so I'm going to cut it and just paste it down here. Okay, so we have the size of the bacteria colonies, but what we need is the number of bacteria present in each colony for our graph. I'm going to call this, how about like N1, N2, N3 for number. I want to calculate this, but I need to do some work on our measurement first. This is called processing data. So what we're going to do is first use the colony size to calculate the volume of your colony, like how much space it takes up. So pi we know, and r comes from the diameter. R is 1/2 of the diameter squared, and then the height of the colony. The height of the colony is going to be estimated by me, so you can change this number. Let's say it's 0.01 millimeters, so we'll use 0.01 because they're very, very thin. Like they weren't really raised up, they have to live on the surface, so it's thin. Okay, so you want a column for volume. We'll call it volume 1, volume 2, volume 3. And then to do your formula, it should be equals. And then we want to follow this formula. So pi 3.141 times the radius, which is this cell, your diameter, divided by 2 squared. So this is my volume of colony 1. I want to use that same formula for colony 2 and 3. So I'm going to copy it to column 2 and 3. And then I want to do it for all of the times that I measured it too. So it's going to go down, down, down. Okay. So these are the volumes. There's a lot of decimal places here, which I don't really like. So I'm going to change the format. And you might want to do this too. We don't need that many decimal places. Let's just keep one decimal place. It looks a little bit cleaner this way. All right. Now for the number. The number is going to be equal to the volume of the colony divided by the volume of a bacteria cell. Right? This will tell you how many bacteria cells can fit into this space. As bacteria don't have like empty space between them, they're pretty closely packed. So if we divide the volume of the colony by the volume of the cell, we find the number of the cells. The size of a cell is about 0.001 millimeters. So the volume, because we're estimating, it doesn't need to be exact. I'm going to say it's about 0.001 cubed, because volume is cubed. So when you see me using this number, 0.001 cubed, for the number, this is where it comes from. So the number of cells present is equal to, make sure you click the right column. So this is N1, so I want to click volume 1. And it's divided by, and use parentheses, 0.001 cubed, close the parentheses, cubed. Okay, yeah, that's going to be a big number, which is okay. We have millions of bacteria present then. Okay. It's adjusting autofill, so it's like, did you want to drag it all the way down? Yes. Right. So I want to copy this formula to my other rows and copy it down like this. All right. So this is the number of bacteria present in each colony. And I made up these numbers, but your colonies were similar sizes. So it's also going to be similar for you. That's really, really, really big. If you see 6 decimal places here, that's 1 million. So this is like 500 million to start out with. So a lot of bacteria are present. And we can leave it like this. It's good enough for the graph. Or if you want it to be more manageable, I want it to be in units of 1 million. So I'm going to take this and divide it by 1 million. 10 to the 6 is 1 million. So parentheses around the whole thing and divide it by 10 to the 6. And the number is a little bit easier to look at. Okay, so this is number in millions. Now making your graph, we want to graph the time and the number. So in here, I'm going to insert a row to the right of time, and this will be your time since swab column, which is what you want. So your first swab was probably 48 hours after we did the culture, and then this is 1 day later, approximately, a little bit early. We don't need to be super accurate, but 1 day later would be 24 hours later. So that'll be 72, but this is about 70 hours. You can round to the nearest hour, don't worry about the minutes. And then this is 6 hours-ish later. Well, 5, 8 hours later. So 78. And then this would be like 24 hours after this one. So, or 24 hours after this one, so like 94. Your numbers might be a little bit different than this, but this should be hours since we did it. So it's based on this time. All right. Now you want to graph these numbers and these ones over here. So to select 2 columns that are not close to each other, hold down not the shift key. That's what I just did. It didn't work. The control key or the command key, and you can select those and graph them. So insert chart. Okay, looks kind of exponential, but we don't want a scatter chart. You want all of you guys should have or you don't want a bar chart, you want a scatter chart like this. Yep. And you want to also show its trend line, which is on here somewhere. I think I need to click data. Oh, it's under series, trend line. There we go. And show the equation there. So here's my exponential equation for this first colony, which is completely fictional, so it's a little bit meaningless, but there we go. So your chart should look like this. Also, you should pay attention to the axes. You want to label your axes and give it a title and stuff like that. But this is how you set up the data. So if you can get to this point, send this to me and you will be nearly done with your project. Also make graphs for this one and for any colonies you did. So you want to use this. You can do 2 charts on one graph. And then just do the same thing. Okay. Email me if you have any questions. I will be able to respond. All right.